This high ground, you got any eyes on it? I had eyes there, gone. We're flying blind. It's you and me. Crowd's got sights on this road. I want to show my flank. Any objection if I come in here? You could arrive on a magic carpet for all I care. I know you are. I know you know what you're doing. You just paced them hard for me. They murdered some good boys out there today.
All right, pause it.
What if they just quit?
So this scene I thought was pretty cool because it just shows why Special Forces do land navigation. So everyone's afraid of land nav. It sucks, but this shows the importance of land nav. When you get out there and you have to make real tactical decisions based on a fucking map and terrain association, it's so important to be able to read a map so you could evaluate. Like, you have the enemy is using that same terrain, you're using the same terrain. The winner is going to be the one that could make the best tactical decisions based on the terrain, your equipment, you know, everything that you have available, your skill set, your resources. So it's just cool that they're like, what do you think about this road? And what do you think about that? What about this high ground? Did you have eyes here? They're absolutely using the map to analyze the terrain and see the best tactical locations to make, you know, the best decisions possible. And if you don't know how to read a map because you've never studied land nav, you've never tried, you never got lost, then you're going to have a hard time doing that in combat when it comes time to making a good decision. So what are you going to do? What most people do when they fail land nav is like, we'll take our shortest point from straight, you know, point A to point B and just go straight there. And it's like, you could be putting yourself in the worst position possible and get everybody killed. So it's so important to be able to read a map.
I used to use the Thomas guides. Remember those?
Yeah, the TomTom?
No, a Thomas guide. So Thomas guide is just basically a big book. And it's like, you figured it'd be as straightforward as like 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, but it's not. Like, so you have to look up the street that you're going to try to find, and then that will say D1, and you have to go and look for this one page. Now the continuation of that page is somewhere else in this book. And you have to, like, depending on which direction you want to go, you correspond those letters with that next page that you have to find.
It sounds like a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. Yeah, I don't remember how to use it.
North or north, south. Being a cop it's still hard though, because you don't want to be using GPS. I got caught in the radio a couple times to where it was like, they'd be calling me, they're like, some of the Baker, I forgot what my call sign was, 43 Baker or something. And so they'd be like, 43 Baker, and I was like, and I would have the GPS on because I don't know where the fuck I'm at, and I'm trying to find this place in downtown, which is not my area. And so I would be like, go for 43 Baker, and they'd be like, turn right here. And I was like, shut up, phone, damn it. And then my buddies later would be like, dude, we heard your GPS going off, you kid. I was like, what's up, guys? This video is sponsored by 18 Alpha Fitness. If you haven't checked it out, and if you want to go special operations, you need a good fitness plan. Go check out Kevin over at 18 Alpha Fitness. He's a former Green Beret. He knows what he's doing. His post job from the military, from Special Forces, was helping Air Force Special Operations get physically fit. This guy is on point, and he's a great dude. He could do custom plans and just a common plan that I use, which is awesome, the kettlebell program. But I highly recommend you get a custom plan. Use code word BUCK, and he'll hook you up.
Watch your fucking spacing. You got our left stick now. All right, let's hold up. If I say hold back, hold back, hold back. Left stick, left stick. What the fuck? We're on the right. Feet up just a little bit. Up 1-3, right stick. You got troops on the ground.
All right, pause it. In the Bravo course, we did a similar maneuver with the Humvees. So there was an objective and had a road that was like an L. It's like an upside down L. And the objective was at the pinnacle of that L. And one of the guys was like, well, let's just take the road and then we'll stop right on the target and then initiate the ambush on the house, jump back in the vehicles and go. It's like the obvious choice, right? But then looking at it, the team came over like, it's too easy. Something's up, because on both sides of the road was houses. And so we're like, something's up. If we pull through that road, we're gonna get ambushed from one side of the house or the other. And one of my buddies, who's a mentor, Dylan, he's a mentor right now. So if you guys are interested in National Guard, Dylan was National Guard, so he could help you navigate that process through the mentor program. So check out Dylan. So Dylan came up with the idea. He's like, hey, man, I think it's a bad idea. And he's like, if you take that road, I'm telling you, they're probably going to ambush us. And we're like, all right, what do we do? And I was like, well, the only other option is we could punch through that field. And Dylan was like, and I was like, all right, f- it. So we had 4 Humvees, and we just started mobbing through that field. And we thought, we're looking at the map. The map makes that field look completely flat. So we're like, we're just going to basically do a linear assault onto the objective.
Okay.
And we had a bunch of guys and only like 4 Humvees. So we did exactly what they did here, where the guys went and took cover behind the Humvees, and then we drove up, and then that way they had cover. Once we got to the objective, they can get in line and just do a normal assault through the objective to LOA, limit of advance. And so, but as we got to the field, I was like, all right, let's go. We started taking mortar fire. And so it was fake mortar fire, but still it was like rounds going off. Like, we're in range for mortar fire. So we punch it, and then that field ends up having these huge divots.
Oh, shit.
And so we're like, wham, whap, wham, whap, wham. And so this training scenario, we're just fucking these Humvees up, dude. These are the Bravo Courses Humvees. And then all of a sudden someone crashes one, and like, I don't know if it was mine or someone next to me, but it slams into the ground and just dead.
Wow.
And I was like, well, we just destroyed a Humvee in that fucking training. So we just ditched it, jumped behind the other Humvee, and just started doing what they were doing. We're just clearing behind it. And we ended up assaulting the objective. And it was the best decision. Dylan's idea was money, because they told us later, they're like, oh, everyone else has been taking the road, and we were able to assault, like ambush them. And they've all taken casualties. You guys were the only team that didn't take casualties.
Minus the Humvee.
Minus the Humvee.
That actually costs money.
Yeah, we're the only ones that took a real casualty.